Hey, hello there my friends, it's me RJP from RJP TV and welcome back to the channel that is now looking a little bit more minimalistic than it previously did. Back to the old look, a little bit changed, reviewed, remastered. Voss against Minchul. It's going to be a single game between these two, so even though I added the score there on the screen, we're not going to be using it today, it's just there for future reference, I guess. So, I think the numbers guy here on the screen is Minchul. Here on the blue, pale blue Zerk. Yes, that is blue. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but I think and believe that is blue. And yeah, he's on the Zerk here on the top left of the map. And then we have JH here on the yellow Protoss. Also goes by the name Voss in Korea, but in the West we know him as JH. Even though I put Voss at the start on the title screen, I'm going to be calling him JH because that's what I'm more used to. But JH is actually a reference to his real name, which I'm not going to say for privacy reasons because I respect the guy, because this is the guy who actually more or less allowed me to even make the channel, in the sense that I needed replays, and I wanted Korean replays, but I did not know any Koreans except JH and Lee Baku. So the first thing I did was I contacted JH and Lee Baku and asked them if they could get me their replays, and they were like, oh sure, why not, I'll give you the replays for a small little payment. So I just paid them a small amount of money, and then JH was like, hey, I know a lot of people in the fastest community in Korea, so I can get you even more replays. So he went around and asked a lot of people for their replays. And through him, I got Rabbit, I got Ryan Teacher, I got Ameba City, who now goes by Hennessy. I also got Burger Sasu and 458, all through JH. And then I met a couple more people like Question and Trisha, and I also got their replays. But it all started with JH and Lee Baku. So I wanted to make another JH video because I don't give him enough exposure on the channel. He's a really good player. He's won multiple of the SCW 1 vs 1 fastest map, 1 vs 1 seasons. I said 1 vs 1 twice or thrice, but he won multiple seasons, I think like 4 or 5, even 6 of them. He is arguably one of the best players of all time on fastest map. He specializes only on 1v1. He's pretty good at 2v2 and 3v3, but not as good as he is at 1v1. And Minchul there barely keeps that drone alive. Gonna turn it into a sunken. And we have Zealots already coming from across the map because JH went for gateways into Forge. A build order we don't often see against Protoss, against Zerk with Protoss, but he wanted to go for the early aggression, and the early aggression is going to slightly pay off as that one single Zealot is not going to get the drone kill, and now he walks himself into a surround, going to try to get on top of more drones, but he's getting blocked and boxed in, gets killed. So that's not going to work. That is not going to work. But he still has Zealots coming from across the map, but that's a lot of Zerglings there entering the map and going for a straight run-by. He's got about 6, 7, 8 Zerglings here back at home to defend against those 3 Zealots, whereas those other 4 Zerglings are going across the map to go for an attack there to hit those probes, and a cannon is warping in, and a cannon will probably not finish in time. Zealots, though, they will, and they do arrive on time to protect the probes. The Zerglings won't do too much damage. He's ignoring them, kind of, and just sending those Zealots across the map to go for the attack and to contain on Minchul here. Now, Minchul went for a hatchery pool, but didn't really take any damage because all the timings were perfectly as they should be. Perfectly on time. So trying to intercept the probe there, he can't quite get on top of this. The cannon there to Zealots protecting the probe. As long as the probe is alive, he can build in this base. We have 4 hatchers in total, 10 drones. He's waiting for an Overlord because he got supply stuck. Now getting on top of that sunken. The Zerglings are away from home. If the Zerglings were right there, right here, they could probably kill most of those Zealots, or force the Zealots away from the sunken, and the cannons would not be warping in. But he tries to get on top of the cannon. He has to kill the cannon, has to stop this from happening. Getting a good surround there on the Zealots. The cannon there, though, providing a lot of support, but the cannon gets taken down. Now it's only... Oh, it's going to be a close one, but he manages to get a great surround, great attack. He's going to kill all the cannons and prevent this proxy base inside of Minchul's base from happening, Minchul manages to repel and deflect the attack from JH. Minchul doing a very good job there of making sure that he's not going to be in grievous amounts of danger as the game goes on. In fact, he's in a pretty good spot to go for a counter-attack. Getting us around on those zealots. That's a lot of surface area. That's like 4 or 5 Zerglings hitting one single zealot. The zealots are not going to have a chance to survive that one. Have to turn around, run back home, get more cannons, ball up those zealots. All those zealots are still rallied into the middle. They're going to die. They're blocking their brothers. Oh no, et tu, Brutus. And you too, Brutus. You are killing your brothers. No, you're blocking them. No, this is terrible for JH, losing most of the zealots he had on the map. And all the Zerglings are going for a backstep attack onto the cannon. He's going to have to try to wall that off. Manages to do so successfully. Zerglings cannot go in. Another gateway on the way. JH is now kind of locked into just building a whole lot more gateways and zealots just to keep on producing. He cannot sit back and be comfortable. Now a hatchery there in the front coming up for Minchul, but zealots arriving on the scene to try to stop that. Zerglings returning back home to try and stop that from stopping that, but he's not going to be able to stop that from stopping that, so stopping that from stopping that is not going to work. He needs a couple more Zerglings there to surround those zealots and get them to die before the hatchery does. He goes in for the attack, going to try to buy some time. Most Zerglings coming from the back there. He's trying to get us around. It's about 6 zealots there against about... That's a lot of Zerglings on the map so far. There's a lot of action back and forth. Both players microing and macroing the best they can. Gonna try to kill that with the zealots. He's a little bit more damage. He changes focus onto the Zerglings. More Zerglings coming from behind. That's a lot of Zerglings produced so far this game from Minchul, but he's not really that far behind on JH. But, oh, he's just going to have to keep on making Zerglings to protect that hatchery. But the hatchery getting attacked now, going to go down to the zealots. The zealots are ignoring it for now. But there it goes down. Now more Zerglings coming in. This is just the Z fight. Zerglings against zealots, only Z units are allowed on the map. Double Hydralisk gun there though in the back. 24 drones. He's got Hydralisk speed and range both on the way. He's trying to switch into that slightly better unit than the Zergling. We have level 1 attack there on the way for JH. Getting zealot speed as well. Double Reaver there for a shuttle. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be gruesome. Will Minchul be able to survive this so far very hectic game where both players are just going all out right from the start? Minchul perhaps didn't plan on there being this much fighting right from the start, but he's doing just fine. He's getting by perfectly fine. He did lose the hatchery in the front, but that's the only damage he's taken so far, aside from having to build way too many Zerglings to even stay alive and in the race. But he's still there. That's what matters. He's still there. Oh no, JH runs himself into a corner, gets surrounded by zealots, Zerglings, Hydralisk, taking a lot of damage. The Zerglings, they go down, but now the Hydralisk have got some great micro ability, but we have more zealots coming from the backside there, surrounding the zealots, so they have to get out of there. Oh, it's so hard to say so many units with a Z at the start. Zerglings, zealots, it all sounds the same to me. So the Hydralisk do push those zealots back. But now zealot speed is finished up. Level 1 attack is as well, and we've got Double Reaver in his shuttle on the scene, ready to wreak some havoc. But Minchul is preparing his Hydralisk to go for a backstab there, a surround on the Reavers. Reavers are out exposed in the back. One goes down, the other stays alive as the zealots turn around. He's got to wall that. Oh, he's got to wall that one. He's got to keep protecting that one. He's doing a great job protecting that Reaver with the zealots. The micro here on display is really good for a fast map game. Look at this all happening. Gonna try to pick that one up. No shuttle speed there yet. Gonna fly in closer. Shuttle gets taken down. JH was a little bit too greedy. He had to... I think he should have just tried to get one more Scarab off on those Hydralisks and reduce the amount of Hydralisks on the map, and then maybe use the reinforcements to do some more damage. But so far, this is honestly one of the most intense Zerg against Protoss games I've seen in my life. We have not had a moment to breathe for the past 6 minutes. It's just been non-stop back and forth. Both players are out for blood. 23 drones there for Minchul, 57 probes there for JH, supply need of about 50. JH and Minchul have both lost about 100 units already so far this game. It's been non-stop fighting Also, what happens when there's no choke for the Zerg? It's just non-stop fighting. It's probably the most intense matchup out of all the matchups on fastest map. Zerg against Protoss without a choke. You are never allowed a moment to breathe and relax. Although we are looking at a moment to breathe and relax right now. Minchul has somewhat caught up. He's got a healthy amount of Hydralisks. Another little frontal attack there being prepared by JH. Shuttle there in the air. Zealous in the front. That's a lot of Hydralisks though. You're not going to win this one. Storms, but misses the storm completely. He tried to force the issue. Tried to force the fight. But ends up kind of losing a pretty important part of his army that he could have used a little bit later on into the game to probably out-muscle Minchul with a superior supply count. Got a little bit too impatient, a little bit greedy. You should have just waited a little bit longer. That did not go too well. And Minchul now takes control over the middle. And he's going to split up to the sides, it appears, to maybe try and snipe shuttles flying over those sides later on into the game. And that plan is probably going to work because we see a shuttle right here going to the top of the map. Got Overlords for vision, Hydralisks to snipe. You're back at home. He's building drones. Getting Overlord speed. Lurker aspect is finished. He's got some Lurkers morphing. Here on the middle. Not sure what his plans are. He might put them right here. We have observers on the way there for JH. Another shuttle there. Oh, he relocated the shuttle from the top to the bottom. And he will see the Lurkers by pure chance. This is not planned. Just pure chance. He sees the Lurkers on the middle of the map. And they're going to try to go for a backstab attack to catch those Zealots on the middle and force them to retreat to a less favorable location. Shuttle there on the top. No speed. Speed is still on the way. He forgot the shuttle speed. And now both those shuttles are going to get taken out of the air by those very strategically placed Hydralisks there on the top. So Minchul here is playing the absolute big brain game. Oh, he's going to try to cut off the retreat path, force those Dragoons and Zealots to walk right through the Lurkers because he's getting flanked from the back. Minchul, this is one of the most beautiful and well-executed Zerg against Protoss games I've seen in my life. This is ridiculous amounts of coordination and planning. JH there. Oh, I lost connection for some reason. I don't know why it happens. It happens sometimes, but I lost connection. It happens. I don't know why, but it happens. So, looks like JH can keep Minchul away from his base for now. We have a couple of Overlords there going to get loaded up with Lurkers and Hydralisks and try to get an Overlord Lurker drop here on those probes and kill the economy. Now, funny little thing is, Minchul has been making only Lurkers and Hydralisks for the past 8 minutes. He does not have a lot of drones. Well, he made 10 of them, but he had 23, now 33. It's not a lot of drones. He's still pretty small, but he's gonna gamble it all on this Overlord drop here on the side with Hydralisk Lurkers going right for a surgically precise strike on that backside of JH that is pretty much unprotected. There's 4 cannons and all the units are away from home, ready to attack and kill. Is that gonna work? He's building a lot of Sunkens all over the place, Lurkers in between. We have some Hydralisks on the scene. And an attack happening there right on the front door. Barging in. Marching right in there. The observers are misplaced because he's now focused on his own base where there's a big drop coming in. He's building cannons, running his probes to safety. He's going to unload here on the scene. Probes are running away. Does he have something to protect himself with? No, not really. Everything is away from home. Lurkers are burrowing up, killing all the probes while the probes, actually, most of them do make their way out of there, but the Nexus is going to go down. Nexus goes down. 20 probes died. Make the 30 probes died already. It's going to be 40 very soon. This is disaster happening there for JH, but now drop comes in onto Minchul. Hydralisks not there to protect. Storms on the drones, and they do go down. Both players killing the other their economy. This is going to slow the game down dramatically. JH is still losing his base. He's still taking heavy damage. This is not looking pretty for JH at all. All his his probes have evacuated, but he's losing the base here in the backside. So now JH is like, oh god, this is terrible. I'm gonna have to try something. He's gonna go for another counter attack after hitting those drones. He's gonna gamble on having just enough units to kill all of this, but loses the Observer, the one unit he needed to actually kill Minchul. He needed an Observer, and now it's dead and gone. He's making new Observers back at home, but waiting for more Observers back at home is gonna give Minchul time to recover from that storm drop and get better defenses ready against this army that's waiting right here in the front, waiting to kill him. Actually, observers have already arrived. He had a couple more on the map. Pull them forward. 26 drones. This game is closer than I thought it would be. It has no right to be this close. Going for the Reavers, storming on the Hydras. Hydras go down. Lurkers are the only thing in between this army and the backside of this base where he can end the game once and for all. He's just giving up on his main base. He is not going to protect this. He should have protected this. He should have pulled back home and protected that backside after he hit the drop. But he's just gambling it all on going all in. And he's going to run out of money at some point when the Reaver Scarabs... Oh, drop comes in. Drop gets killed. Templar unloads on top of the Reavers. Lurkers, once again. And they go down. He's going to pick up a couple more Templars. He has a lot of them right here. He's going to go in red yet again. Flies in, storms, but dodged the storm perfectly. Templar goes down without a single kill. But he's got more Templars, gonna pick more of them up. Lurkers are going down. He's pushing forward slowly. Supply counts are getting more even by the minute. All he has to do is kill those. Oh, I see what he's doing. So, Muta's on the map. He's pulling an Overlord over to pick up a Lurker, to unload the Lurker on top of those probes before the cannons finish up here. You just go in, he's storming, loses all of his observers yet again. But he has a big army. And there are no lurkers on the left side, the right side here. No lurkers on the right side, they're all on the left side. So he has an option to push through, push forward and kill this entire right side here. But look at this, lurkers have been unloaded on the scene, gonna kill those probes. Probes are getting demolished in one single shot, only 8 of them left alive. But now he's pushing forward. Not a storm on the drones, but the drones run away. Is he going to kill? He has no observers here. It no longer has any observers. But he has enough to kill him. Templar storming the Lurkers, going to try to kill them with the storms. Mule is going in to kill the Reavers. One Reaver goes down. He's got 2 more Templars alive and about 6 or 7 or 8, 9 Dragoons actually, and 3 shuttles on the scene. Proxy base there getting killed. 2 probes managed to run the save. He's got 5 probes in total. This game is the closest game I've seen in my life. Not sure who's gonna win. Supply counts are in favor of Minchul. Oh no, those Dragoons run into the Lurkers. 2 of them go down. That's terrible. Now the Mutas have an easy time taking it down. Misses the storm there. Trying to kill the lair. Kill the hatchery there in the front. There's 2 more hatcheries. This game is ridiculously close. It should not be this close, but it is. Oh no, the Reavers are exposed. But he doesn't go for the kill shot. Does not go for the kill shot. He's waiting for Scarabs to build. He's spending the last of his money on Scarabs here to... Oh, losing units. Lost the Templar. The Templar is important to keep alive. He's got 1 more Templar. 2 more Templars. Storm is... Oh, killing 1 Lurker. He's going to have to pick up... Oh... Loses 1 Templar, loses the shuttle, lost both High Templars. That is terrible. I've said it before, but it truly is terrible. More Mutalisks on the map. He spent the last little bit of money because he knows that if he has more Mutalisks, he can end the game. Kills the Reaver. Now Lurker's moving forward. No detection on the scene. Lurker's going to try to get us around all those Dragoons. Dragoons are running backwards, trying to step step trying to kill as much as they can. But no, not going to work. And Minchul has a impossible win because KH had a couple of small little mistakes and Minchul wins the game. That should not have happened. This should not have happened. This is a freak accident happening here. This is a freak game. And Minchul wins the game with 2 hatcheries remaining. 19 minutes in. relying on... Well, he just noticed that JH made some mistakes. He just noticed. He noticed JH made some apparently critical mistakes that cost him the game. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. It was RGB for RJBTV, and I do hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a like, a comment, or a subscribe. You can even become a member, but my membership has nothing to offer. It's just there to give me money, which is kind of pointless membership. But, you know, do what you want. You've got the power, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Have a good life.